Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your hosts, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. It is a biblical flood outside today, and look, this is how much we love the Auburn people, okay? The fact that we're here today, we have braved the weather to come here and bring you this show. But so glad for all of you out there to be with us today. We'll talk about Auburn spring football, A-Day coming up this weekend. Going to be a chilly A-Day, looks like, for the weather. Almost a little kind of fall weather. It might feel like, So that's going to be an interesting Saturday, hopefully. If you're going to A-Day, let us know. You can give us a call, 256-234-6221. You can let us know how you feel about it, what you're looking for, what are the things that you're hoping to see. Don't know what kind of game it's going to be. Brian Harsin was talking about, that's the thing. So many injuries. Auburn wondering if they're going to have even enough to do a typical A-Day game. It might just be offense versus defense instead of splitting the team up into kind of different sections. So we'll see. I don't know if a decision has been made about that, but we'll talk about that. We'll break that down a little bit, position by position. Some interesting facts from inside the Auburn Tigers about those are the guys that actually have gotten a chance to look at practice and be there. Perhaps some breakout stars, perhaps some wild cards in there, and who you might be surprised to hear. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Jabari Smith announces he's going to the NBA draft. Shocker. So wish him well. He's been incredibly fun to watch. Hope he and Walker have tremendous careers. So there's some spots to fill now. Walker Kessler gone, Jabari Smith gone, David Cambridge gone. You got some young guys coming in, still some transfers out there. Kwame Evans, the number 2 overall prospect in the class of 2023. He has Auburn in his top 5. Auburn, Indiana, Kentucky, Oregon, UCLA.
It's amazing. I mean, I keep saying this like an alternate universe out there. It's Bruce Pearl has created something at Auburn that no one of my generation would have ever believed could happen. One little stretch where we felt like we may be getting there, but it was brief, to say the least. Yeah. And, it's I think, the reason that we sit up here each Tuesday and throughout the week and looking through recruiting and doing what it is that we do to talk about Auburn athletics for 5 hours throughout the week. It's hard to not look at football recruiting when you're doing that time. And you got to be in their top 5 to get them. Mm-hmm. And it's fairly consistent that if there's a top player out there that Bruce Pearl's after, he ends up in their top 5. You even look at the players that Auburn hasn't successfully closed on over the last couple of years. Those guys end up going into the G League. It's not that they didn't end up in college basketball. They chose a different route and a different way to get paid early. And now with the new NIL, you can get paid playing college basketball. You can get paid playing college football. Not sure you can get paid any more playing professional football than you can college football right now. Did I just see that a Tennessee commit speculated that he's getting upwards of $8 million in the NIL?
That was the word.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, you and I had a program probably 6 months back on what, if you were to go out and get 3 top 25 type players, say the Fab Five from Michigan. Let's just talk about 3, not 5, but 3 of the top 25 players. What would something like that cost you? And I said I wouldn't be surprised to hear that something like that would cost you anywhere between $10 and $12 million, $3 or $4 million a piece to pull that off. Auburn's in the mix for a class like that.
Yeah.
I don't know that we'll ever know the numbers, Andy, but I would like to, just to see exactly what the market bears out there.
And this is just, I mean, they basically all you've proven is what you did in high school. I mean, it's one thing to pay somebody when they have proven it in college and they come out into a professional league. But this is what you've done in high school.
Well, and I think basketball is a little bit easier to speculate. J.D. Davison, I mean, you may have some question marks around him right now. But for the most part, if you go out and you get a top 10 caliber player in college basketball, do many of those not pan out? Very few.
Okay.
We'd have to go back and look. I would like to know that.
Yeah.
I mean, how many top 10 college basketball players over the last decade end up in college and they're not very good? All of them I can think of them, Duke, North Carolina, the couple that Auburn have gotten, all those guys have been really good players and they end up being there for a year. Am I off? That's a great question. How often do these coaches and recruiters miss on, say, top 25 college basketball recruits year in and year out? They miss on football all the time.
All the time.
That's a very hard sport to speculate how you go from, say, a 3A classification in the state of Alabama or Georgia and how you'll pan out, especially at a position like quarterback. Where
the
so
level
many
of competition is a lot different. It's apples and oranges. Football, basketball. I mean, basketball, you got 5 guys against 5
size
guys.
players,
Yeah.
how important the weight room is.
Yeah.
And that time frame has closed in compared to when you and I were in school, when you show up on campus a couple of weeks before fall practice starts. Now you can show up on campus and be in the weight room for 6 or 8 months before fall practice starts, and that's a big time difference. But I don't know, Andy. I would love to know how many players have not panned out. And when I mean not panned out, I mean you're a top 25 player. God, top 20. There's only 2 rounds in NBA, so that's not a fair statement to say. You could easily be a top 25 player coming out of high school and not get drafted in the NBA, of course.
Not have a long career. Not start in the NBA for at least
never
5
get
years.
drafted.
Yeah.
I mean, how many draft picks are there? 60?
That sounds about right.
I mean, you have 25 over a 4-year span, and that's not even counting the International League and others. That's 100 players, so not all the top 25 are going. So it's a good question. What do you think about Walker Kessler coming out?
I mean, I think he'll be fine. I mean, he's 7'1" and 250 pounds. You can't coach that. He's got a knack for defense, finding the ball, and that'll be great. His offensive game, he's got to work on it, and he will, and I'm sure. And if he can develop a legitimate, automatic 12-foot and in, he'll be fine. He'll play for a long time. He won't be a superstar, but he'll be. I mean, he can play. He can have a long and productive career in the NBA.
Well, I think it's a good point. I think with size like that, Andy, I wonder if that goes into the decision-making process. How many big men have we seen have foot or leg injuries and maybe a back, and they don't necessarily come back from it the same as the small guys can? And so he's pretty much healthy. He's coming off a Defensive Player of the Year. He's coming off of a season where he goes from, 4-2 up to a double-double machine and one of the top shot blockers in the country. I mean, how much more can his ceiling raise? And vice versa, how much would he have to give up if he possibly had an injury of some sort that people could point to. So probably the right decision. I hate to see it because I was looking forward to seeing him back in an Auburn uniform.
Well, it's like the argument we've been having. I mean, he definitely – everybody understands that he needs to work on the offensive side of his game. I mean, the Castleton kid, that's what he's got some offensive game. He needs to progress toward that. But could he work on it at Auburn? Absolutely. Would he get better at Auburn? Absolutely. Can he do it in the NBA? Sure. So, I mean, do I want to come back, be king of the hill, and have another incredible, who doesn't enjoy college, and be that guy and, work on my game, or I can go and make millions of dollars and do the same thing. It's not that hard of a decision. Probably when you really sit down and think about it, all of us, we'd probably, initially say, oh man, I'd love to, just go to college because we've been through it. But at the end of the day, when have you ever been offered a contract for?
Not quite. No.
How about $10 million a year?
Taught me into it.
Yeah. Why not? All right, we're up against our first break here on the Auburn Blitz. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Hilleby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hilleby Towers in Alexander City.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
New Chevrolet and GMC trucks plus sport utilities are rolling into Glenn Smith in Opelika. Stop in and see us or check out our inventory at glennsmith.com and see what's coming in. You can buy them before they get here. Plus, you'll get any incentives like big factory cash rebates or low APR financing. Silverados, Sierras, Equinox, Yukons, and more.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on your home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248. That's 256-397-0248. They are located right here in Alexander City, but they service the entire state of Alabama. Let's go to the phone line. Hey, caller, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Good afternoon, guys. How y'all doing?
We're good, Terry. How about you?
Doing well. Andy, Randy, I want to get y'all's take. Randy, I want to get your take on something. I had a chance to talk to you since the departure of Demetrius Davis. I was kind of upset because I wanted to see the kid get a chance. And what is just plain flat out comical to me, almost like a stand-up routine, was when Von Harsin made the statement, well, his accuracy's the issue. Well, did I miss something, or TJ Finley hit the side of the Pacific Ocean or something?
Yeah, you know, I sat up here for a couple of years with Gus Malzahn and begged for Malik Willis to get an opportunity, and it didn't work out. And I think that him getting the opportunity to move on away from Auburn worked out well for him, and he's going to end up being at least a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. And I go to this one much the same. You don't know. I'm not there every day at practice. I don't know exactly. The only thing I can go off of is a skill set that we see coming out of high school, and it's a skill set that I think causes a lot of problems in the SEC when you got a mobile quarterback. So maybe he's got different plans, but, you know, I was excited when we ended up getting him at Auburn, but it didn't work out.
Well, it's starting to appear to me like Harsin wants to play big boy football with a bunch of junior high guys, and that's what bothers me. And when you guys were talking about recruiting, when it comes to recruiting, I don't necessarily look at stars. I look at who you beat them out for. If you're beating out Clemson, Georgia, and Alabama, no, but Auburn's beating out Sanford, UAB, and Southern Miss, and that's not recruiting. That's just settling for mediocrity, and that's not what Auburn football is supposed to be. Now, the basketball recruiting is great. That's certainly remarkable what Bruce Pearl's done. Certainly, I would have never thought of it in my lifetime. But football is always going to be king in this state. That's just the way it is. Just like basketball is always going to be king in North Carolina. So, while it's nice and it's fun, I love March Madness, and I enjoy the Final Four. Believe me, it'd be one of my bucket list things to go to if I had $10,000 to put on a ticket. But I don't, so, you know, unless I can borrow from one of you guys, I guess. But
good luck.
But, yeah, I'm just kidding, guys. But, you know, that's what I'm saying. That's, you know, football's always going to be king here, and people need to recognize that. Basketball's great. Look, it's fun. It's entertaining. It's great. It's fun. It's fun to have it. But football's always going to be king. I keep saying that, and that's just the way it is. And, you know, what's going on in Auburn right now, and I know people say, well, I'm not there. I don't know. Well, you base things on it. What frustrates me more is a guy leaves and he has success in another place. So that's what bothers me, you know. Now, you know, Lee Hunter, I could see him having success no matter where he goes. Guys, I'm telling y'all, Mario Cristobal's fixed to build a wall around Florida down in Miami. You can see that's coming. I promise you that.
Yeah, I think he's going to do a good job. I think that's a good get for Miami. I think the better conversation that you and I can have, Terry, and Andy can have is, do we believe that from an offensive line standpoint, Auburn can go out there and get the recruits that it's going to take to create a pocket passing system here at Auburn?
That's why my argument, Randy, was that right there. Build an offensive line, but right now you probably need a quarterback that's a little bit more on the mobile side, because that offensive line's not going to do it. And if they do it 1 year, he has one solid year. Maybe we'll get lucky and he'll leave, but you know, Brian Harsin does. But at the same time, you got to have that, because your offensive line looks quite unstable after that front.
Very good points, Terry. We appreciate the phone call here this afternoon.
You guys take care.
Thank you very much. 256-234-6221. Your thoughts? We've had that conversation a lot. I think it's valid.
Yeah, look, outside of Malik Willis, I don't know a lot of guys that have gone on that have left Auburn and done exceedingly well.
Joey Gatewood's moved to receiver. Did you see that last week?
I did.
Okay.
And would you consider him?
No, I would say that he had multiple chances at multiple different spots, and it didn't work out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the running back, Rock Thomas. No, wasn't it Rock Thomas?
Well, he was one.
I mean, but yeah. I mean, we've had several running backs come through.
Yeah, Mark Anthony Richards is one that's currently right now. Yep.
And you know, defensive line. I mean,
Byron Cowart, and keep going down the list.
Please, I mean, you know, so I mean, I'm just saying, and that now that does not speak well of our recruiting, because either we're bad evaluators, or I don't know what the problem is, but whether we ruin them when we get there. But we're not bringing in the kind of kid, or we're not developing them. There's a lot of different I should say were, because that was what was happening. Now, Brian Harsin, I'm going to give him a chance to see if he can do and change that a little bit. Will Demetrius Davis go on to have great things and do great things? I don't know. I hope for him he will. But I'm going to wait and see, because I can't just say, well, I mean, I know everybody liked him, but everybody loves the backup quarterback, don't they?
Well, I'm hoping for us Auburn fans and Brian Harsin, who I'm with you. I'm trying to be supportive of as well. You know, the only really thing that I'm throwing darts at him is our current recruiting classes. I don't mind at all what he says and what he stands for and the systems that he's trying to play, but I do think the one position you're going to have to take a look at very closely over the next 2 years, if he's able to hold on, is his offensive line classes. And I do think you can sell this type of system to an offensive lineman that has they're looking forward and think that they can be an NFL offensive lineman. I think this type of system probably parlays itself pretty well to being an NFL, and maybe that's the reason that Gus Malzahn's didn't. And we didn't go out there and get the type of lineman that we needed to move to a more NFL-style attack with a pocket quarterback. I've got my doubts.
As of right now, crystal ball, 2 4-star offensive linemen, 1 tackle, 1 guard for Auburn.
Yes.
And a top 10 offensive tackle in town for spring game this weekend. All you can do is get them on campus and try to recruit them.
Oh, and if we start closing the door on a few of these, then I'll move back over to the other side. But I think that's going to be a necessity.
Yeah. Oh, there's no question about that. That's for sure. Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started. More to come on this edition of the Auburn Blitz.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local CAT dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCAD.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
What's up, everybody? Jackson Hodges here with Main Street Anniston, and do I have some exciting news for you? It's the 20th anniversary of the Noble Street Festival in Sunny King Criterium, the biggest event in Calhoun County each year. You don't want to miss it. There'll be a free kids zone, food, vendors, all sorts of things. We'll have Combat Park, so be sure to come down to Noble Street on April 9th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. to experience this once-in-a-lifetime event.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz on this rainy Tuesday afternoon. Andy and Randy here with you for about 30 more minutes, brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. What an appropriate name today, Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast, give them a call, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up at bigfishlakemartin.com if this rain doesn't wash all the shore, the land away. All right, let's look at the spring roster a little bit. Starters, who's injured, some breakout possible stars, breakout players, and wild cards. Okay, quarterback, T.J. Finley's gotten the vast majority of the first-team reps. Calzada's obviously on the bench right now. I mean, he's participating to some degree, but not fully because of the shoulder. And Robbie Ashford, the wild card. No, you know, Is there a breakout star in the quarterback room right now? No, not as of listed. But you got no. I mean, I already know you got no. And everybody that comes on here says if TJ, and everybody that calls and comments says if TJ Finley's named the starter, we got no chance. Are you on that boat?
Yes, I'm.
Okay.
I may be the driver of that boat. Zach Calzada, saw a little of him and looked, really good in one game last year. And outside of that was a, 3-star prospect that Texas A&M gets, and maybe he ends up becoming something. But when you transfer from A&M to Auburn, you got to go. The writing's a bit on the wall, so we'll see. I saw a lot of Robbie Ashford in high school. Was a really good player, live arm, good frame, semi-mobile, not one that's going to rush the football for 800 to 1,000 yards, but I think a good athlete. And so I like the wild card there. If I've got to choose between those three, I'd like to see Robbie Ashford win the job. But
if Saturday TJ Finley is throwing the ball around and he is pinpoint precise
against
on
this
throws
team,
all over the field,
against this Auburn,
does it help you at all?
None.
No.
I saw all I needed to last
Nothing he can do to show you that he's improved.
Gosh, he'd take a massive improvement, though.
I think we got a phone call.
Okay. Caller, you on the Auburn Blitz.
Hey, guys. Is Brian Harsin on some type of HR rehabilitation? And the reason I say that is after that situation this past February where he was possibly on the chopping block, he all of a sudden showed up at the Texas A&M basketball game, sitting in the student section, and later on he's handing out donuts at practice and doing trophies at practice. And I'm just wondering, he seems like he's changed his personality since that situation back in February.
I think it's a great question, Steve. I think that there's probably some PR help that's going on here. I'm sure there's some advice being given. I don't know if it's his normal personality to go out and do some of these things. And, Gus Malzahn was a lot like this. It was not his normal personality to be a little bit not that he was disliked by the players by no stretch of the imagination. I actually think Gus Malzahn was really liked by the players, but not very Bruce Pearl-esque. No. Is that fair to say? So, yeah, I do think that there's probably something there. You see this week, Hewitt Trustful running back that was a good running back in high school gets a scholarship, and I saw, social media there to get a video of he and some of his old coaches and calling his mother to let her know that he had been put on scholarship, and that was a good feel. So we're seeing more of that. So, yes, Steve, I think you probably owned something. Yeah,
talk about Bruce Pearl. I remember when the Auburn softball team played in the girls played in the World Series 3-4 years ago. And, Bruce Pearl, with his outgoing personality, was in the stands at Omaha. And then, lo and behold, 2 days later, there comes Gus. So, you're right. I just wondered about Harsin because last season, watching him on the sidelines, he seemed kind of stoic and doesn't talk much and to himself. And like I say, now he's in the sideline at the basketball games, jump up and down the student section, and just seems to me to be a different person.
I think it's a very good observation. Andy, your thoughts? Because Steve's not the only one to say this.
But a lot of people, half the people that you work for rise up against you, and you go through what he went through, and they try to fire you. It will make you reevaluate your the things that you need to do and the things that they want you to be doing. So, I don't think there's any doubt that he's making an effort. Is it going to be enough? Is it real? I mean, if it's not real, it's not going to work. But I mean, if he's this may be who he is. I don't know. Maybe the stoic was him putting on that what he thought he needed to be, and he could say, "Well, I can relax now, and I can let my personality out a little bit." That'll be a good thing. But if it's not authentic, it won't work.
Yeah, I agree with you. If it's real, I think it's a good thing. But I just wonder if it's real. That's the only question I have. Love the show, guys. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Steve. 256-234-6221. Love the phone calls out there. And I had this conversation with Scott Hardy. a couple of Saturdays ago because Scott's line of work a lot of times revolves around, PR junkets and, kind of explaining and dealing with some of this, and thought that some of his ideas around that were really good a couple of Saturdays ago, and I think what he's doing is working. I feel a little bit more of a personal connection to the team and Coach Harsin, but it's an odd dynamic. Really, he has a personality. I love what he did in the offseason, running stairs and working out and running around campus and doing all those things. So hopefully it parlays into us getting some guys. And I think it may. I really do.
I don't think it could be. I think there's definitely a more positive.
I agree.
Feeling.
I agree.
Again, how far that goes, we'll see.
We'll be the first to say if it does.
That's right. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Blake Martin has a new car buying experience. It's the TR Group of Alex City on Cherokee Road. The TR Group has up to 100 late model vehicles to choose from and will not be beat on price, selection, or financing. With the TR Group, your selection and quality is easy and your good credit is rewarded. But we offer guaranteed financing on our inventory because your future is more important than your past. The TR Group, Blake Martin's new standard in auto sales. Located at 814 Cherokee Road, Alex City, USA.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about ZoomToGroom, Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. ZoomToGroom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at ZoomToGroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Whether you prefer bricks, clicks, or taps, there's one place built around all your needs. For whatever it is you want to do. Even if your needs change, we'll be right there with you, making it all possible. Because you never know when a new addition will come along. So walk in, log on, or tap away. Either way, Valley's built to help you do you. Wherever life takes you, we'll be right there with you.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Alex City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs. Or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
The water level may be down, but that doesn't mean it's not a great time to consider selling your lake home, acreage, or condo, as it's worth more money now than ever before, as there are far more buyers than there are homes available. Ask yourself, how much money am I leaving on the table, and why am I trying to do this alone when I can call Century 21 Lake Area Realty and get more for my property than what it's worth and let them do all the work?
Hi, I'm Rhonda Gaskin, Century 21 Lake Area Realty. We're ready to jump in and do the work for you.
Call 256-825-4800. Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about ZoomToGroom, Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. ZoomToGroom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at ZoomToGroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River Region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, Brubaker, Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. Only a couple of more segments left on today's show. We're brought to you each and every day by Russell Dewitt Center. For all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be, go and check out Russell Dewitt Center today. Let's go back to the phone line.
Caller, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
What's up there, Andy and Randy?
Good to hear from you, James.
You and I?
We're good.
Good. I'm glad y'all, young man on the phone when I called, he said y'all did have a horrible flood down there, and I hope everybody's safe and well.
Well, we are currently, but I think we've got at least another day full of it, James. So check in with us tomorrow.
Getting it too, but not as bad as y'all have it, don't think. Anyway, right before the break, y'all were talking. Maybe Harson is getting his feet wet, meeting people and stuff like that. Last year, there's no excuse either. He came when he came, and of course, the pandemic was not exactly a rare thing down here. And, it takes some time like that to warm up. And he's not a real, effusive guy or anything. He just, he knows what he wants to do. And I think now he's starting to ask for some help from what that other caller said about some local things. I do know this. I do know one coach that knows every coach in the state that he has asked to get him around to some of these places or whole clinics or what have you. He's got it in his head to do it. He'll do it too, because I don't think he wants to turn away from this anytime soon. It's 180 degrees from here to out there in Tater country, but that's just the way it is. But I think they're getting in there, especially with Brumbaugh and Cadillac and Etheridge. Those seem to be his star recruiters. And the Keesaw fella, offensive coordinator, 2 or 3 quarterbacks, is a boy over there from Briarwood, who's a 4-star, Balzani, I think his last name is, and who really likes him. And so we'll just see how it goes. I think everything will improve. I am a little concerned about I'm actually very concerned because there's a lot of graduation and moving on from the offensive line going to happen. This bunch can probably play better than they could last year. And a couple of the younger fellows look like they're coming along. I think Tate Johnson and Avery Jernigan, and there's that big tackle they got out of North Carolina. We'll just have to see on that. But if Will Friend can do his job, he's steady, if nothing else. So I feel like there's some getting used to this area that Harson's done. If he does, he's a damn good coach, and that's basically what I got to say. I think the man and the other thing, I'm tickled to death Sean Jackson got a scholarship. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can do the whole show. And actually, I thought he was better than Armani Goodwin when they were in the same backfield over here at my old alma mater at Hewitt. But anyway, y'all have a good day and be careful.
Thank you so much, James. Yes, he's a very good running back over there at Hewitt. More of a big versatile back that can go between the tackles.
230 pounds.
Yeah, a big guy, and came from a system that is a lot like what we're trying to play there at Auburn. So I think that he was semi-ready for the college game, and it's played its way into a scholarship for him. A couple of other statements that he made there, Andy. The Briarwood quarterback, I think yesterday announced that he'll be an Elite 11 quarterback, 6'4", 220 pounds.
Already been at Auburn, visited.
Yeah, multiple times, and think that we've got a good shot with him, and that would be a good get and a look it seems like we're going after. More of a pro-style pocket passer. At a great system and a great school at Briarwood, and had a great season last year. We'll see him this year. Brett and I will move into their region. Benjamin Russell moving into Briarwood's region again. We've been there a lot over the years, and we're back with them again. We've had some knockdown drag-outs with Briarwood over the years, and I'm expecting the same moving forward, and I'm looking forward to seeing him.
As far as the offensive line goes, like I said, we got one commitment right now, a kid out of Auburn High School, Joyner. Braden Joyner, who's a 4-star interior offensive lineman. The Rammel kid from Thompson, I think, is a crystal ball. Well, I think Keith Niebuhr put in a crystal ball for him. But Auburn's planning, I think, on taking at least 6 linemen because of the fact you got some super seniors and you got quite a few guys that are not going to be here after this year. Now, Auburn may end up, it's not unprecedented. I remember back in, what was that? Was that 2000? Was that 2005 when we threw about 4 freshmen out there?
One being, yep.
So I mean, one, but Chaz Ramsey and
yep.
I can't remember who was the center that was so good.
Well, it was at Spain Park.
Ryan.
Dad was a high school wrestling coach. He's in the Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Yeah. And then
I'll get it here shortly.
Big tackle. I can't. The names are escaping me because I'm old and losing my mind. But that's not unprecedented, for Auburn to do. And it was a good thing because those guys, were good for 3 or 4 years, and they took us. They kind of anchored a resurgence there. So that is that the boat we're in. Ryan Pugh, thank you, Gregory. Appreciate that. But I don't know. That may be what we're forced to do. I think Keandre Jones will be back. He seems to be like an up and comer, a veteran that we could mix in there. And Colby Smith was, I think, one of the guys, that 4-star offensive tackle that is still on there. So I think it's not like we're. I don't think we're in as desperate and horrible shape maybe as we realize, but we got to bring in some really, really good.
Well, at this point, you've got to spin this in your favor, and if you're spinning it in your favor, you're hoping to move to a system that parlays to linemen moving from Auburn to the NFL.
Yeah.
That's been part of the tough sell to high school recruits when it comes to offensive line play. And if you can't sell, you can get an immediate impact and make an immediate impact on this team, then you can't sell at all. So I think that's a good thing. So, there's a lot of great players, especially here in the state of Alabama, for this upcoming recruiting class. I'm hoping Auburn can inch towards at least a 5 to 10 class. And if we can get to a 5 to 10 class, I think Brian Harsin can get this thing turned around with the coaches he's got in place.
We are up against another break here on the Auburn Blitz, but hey, don't go anywhere. One final segment right after this.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Wallace Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Wallace Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Wallace Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Russell Dewitt Center and Building Supply Stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Dewitt Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local CAT dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCAD.com, your compact equipment provider.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this rainy Tuesday afternoon. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. A lot of comments coming through. Hadn't been able to get to a lot of those, but Ty says, you know, what do y'all think about Cal leaving maybe Kentucky for the Lakers?
Well, I mean, he's gone the NBA route before.
Yeah.
I don't think that he's a bad fit for the NBA. I think he's a little bit more of a
I think
NBA
that roster
guy
right now is not really that conducive to winning.
I wouldn't run over there to do that, but, you know, he's got to be at some point just wore out with Kentucky. You know, they are so volatile. You know, there's an emotional outburst that you get at times at programs, but Kentucky takes that to a whole different level, Andy. And, you know, and they've been on a 4 or 5 year stretch where they haven't played championship basketball.
Yeah.
You know, they got questions as well. So you think Kentucky would be overly upset if they were to lose him right now?
Not. I mean, they were ready to run him out of town when he lost to St. Peter's.
I know it.
So, I mean, no. I mean, in retrospect, I think when they sit down for a minute, they'll think, man, we lost a really good coach. But they'll get a good coach. I mean, it's Kentucky. Jerry sends us a list here, 4-star. This is the AD visitors list. 4-star tight end Jackson Bowers out of Mesa, Arizona. 4-star running back Jeremiah Cobb out of Catholic. 4-star offensive lineman Braden Joyner, that's the one out of Auburn, he's a commit. 4-star tackle Stanton Rammel out of Thompson. 4-star offensive tackle Isaiah Robinson out of Arlington, Texas. 4-star offensive tackle Shamarad Umarva, Alpharetta, Georgia. He's from Denmark. Umarov. We got a 4-star. We get a 4-star tackle from Denmark. In for A-Day. So it'll be an international team, I guess. But anyway, it's an impressive list. That's what we need, offensive tackles. That's what we've been barking about. That's what we ain't brought in any good offensive tackles. Well, at least we're trying.
Well, it's got to be the best offensive line list that we've had at Auburn in quite some time. I did get a little news in between breaks, and those of you that are listening out there, please verify that this is true. But per sources, Gus Malzahn was involved in a car accident on Monday night in Auburn. A man was lifted away in a helicopter. We are not sure of how Malzahn was involved, but we can report that he was involved. Updates as we get them, and that's from Brian Stoltz on Twitter. I don't think, got the same response back that the thoughts were that he wasn't the one that was on the helicopter, but that's tough.
Wow.
Hope that Coach Malzahn, who's had a tough year, his wife's gone through her issues and seems to be coming out on the other side, and had a pretty good year at Central Florida and seems to be enjoying himself down there and handling himself well. So I hope for the Malzahn family that he's well.
Absolutely. That's kind of out of the
yeah, I just, that was during the break. And look, if I'm reading a message that comes through, if it's totally off basis, then I apologize to anybody out there that I'll harm with that. But no harm intended.
No. When did that happen? You said?
Monday night.
Monday night.
So last night.
Wow. Well, we'll certainly keep you apprised of that and over the next few days for sure. National championship game. What did you think last night?
Oh, it's great basketball in the Final Four period. Kansas took it to Villanova, but the Duke North Carolina game was just a classic.
Oh, yeah.
Back and forth, great athletes on both sides, giving everything they had by both teams, and then moving into the championship game. I mean, what a comeback by Kansas. But I think
they were down by 15 at the half. Did you think it was over?
No, yeah, of course I thought it was over because I thought North Carolina, it was just destiny. Seemed like the last month of the season, things had just gone their favor. But they only played 6 guys. At the end of the game, I think, what do they have? 3 guys gimpy with ankles. They got a guy out there puking. It's hard to win in any level only playing 6 guys. Really, and I thought that was part of the storyline is their lack of depth.
They only played 6 guys. One of them turned his ankle again. One guy was puking on the court.
Yeah.
And the other, and the Manic just got, obliterated twice. Got hit in the head. I don't even know how he made it through the game.
He had to be concussed.
I would think so. Good. He looked like he was concussed for sure. But I thought North Carolina played about as well as they could play, all things considered.
Yeah, they got great talent. Anybody that wants to point and say that was the Cinderella story of all Cinderella stories, an 8 seed doing that's the biggest joke. That is a loaded 4- and 5-star team with a transfer in from Oklahoma that was primed and ready to put on a show, and he did. Yeah. So, no, I'm not buying any of that when North Carolina, a blue blood like North Carolina, is being considered some kind of Cinderellas. But their lack of depth got them.
Yeah.
I think that is exactly what got them, and Caleb Love just played terrible. What was he, 5 of 24 from the field? Something like that.
It's not good.
It was 20-plus shots.
He shot his bullets earlier, yeah.
May have been 4. He didn't shoot it well. He shot less than 20%, and the problem was he couldn't stop jacking them up, and at the end of the game, he puts up just 2 terrible shots. One may have been okay, but the second one was just terrible shot. And I'm not one that wants to complain about a shot going up. I don't want to be that. I like Bruce Pearl in the way that he handles that. But, man, when you're 5 of 23 at that moment, let somebody else jack it up.
1993, on this day, Chris Webber called timeout.
North Carolina won the championship.
He didn't have a timeout. That's going to wrap it up for us. We're back on the air tomorrow, same time, same channel. For Randy Lee, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.